Bright Duty. Every student matters.
Now we are going to start with let's practice writing. The writing section we are going to take here. Here they have asked write diary entry on the following. The first one, they have given us the topic the best performance of my school days. The second one, they have given a midnight picnic. So while you are writing a diary entry, you all must be knowing a proper format is required for that. Clear? That format you have to follow. So we'll do the discussion over the format and little bit hints I am going to give you based on these two topics so that you can pile up the points and can frame your answer. So while we are talking about diary entry, clear, in diary entry what we have to mention? So we are going to mention day, along with that we have to mention the date with that, and below that we have to mention the salutation where we are going to write dear diary or any of the name you can mention if you have given to your diary. Then you will start with the body or the content of your diary entry. Clear? The first question they have given the best performance of my school days. So here in this diary entry you are going to share your experience based on your last day or today, whatever the experience you had at your school. So you can mention the last 2 days were the most interesting days of my life. The leadership camp which was organized for class 11th proved to be real fun, where I enjoyed the different activities. I learned so many new things, how we interacted with the other section students. So all these things you are going to mention in that. And then you will mention about, you can also mention that I really liked about the interactive sections or the interactive activities which were conducted or organized by school. So here in this way you are just going to mention your all the experience, and whenever we are writing a diary entry you just have to make sure that you are aware that you have to write based on your imagination. The things must be based on your imagination, because in reality all the things cannot happen with us. Clear? So whatever the topic is being given to you, you have to create your own imagination for the given topic, as well as you have to keep your language short and simple. Means the sentences must be very short and simple to avoid any grammatical mistakes over there. In the second topic they have asked a midnight picnic. So the same format will be there and you have to make the box also. That is also very important part of this diary entry. Here according to the topic a midnight picnic, you can mention that last night was very exciting one. Last night was one of the exciting days in my life. It was my friend who suggested that we should have a picnic. When I agreed, she proposed that we should have it at night because there was moonlight. So all these experience you can mention there, that how you people decided among yourself and finally arranged for midnight picnic, and what were the different activities you were involved in the same. And you will mention that how we had a quite happy party in the evening. We all brought the food from our home, and how the different friends brought the different things or the different food item, and finally it was one of the wonderful day of my life. So in this way you are going to mention all the point related to this diary entry. Format you have to be clear at. Clear? If any mistake you are doing in the format, the marks can be deducted. Next we are moving to write notices for the following here. The first one they have asked rules to be followed in the school library. You are the class monitor. So as the class monitor, what you are going to do? You are going to frame the notice for the students of your class, that how and what are the different rules to be followed in the school library. The second one they have given inviting nomination for a karaoke events on Children's Day. So here you are just putting up the notice on the school notice board for asking or for inviting the nominations for this Children's Day activity. So before proceeding with that, firstly we have to talk about the notice writing format here. Hopefully you all remember that while we are starting with the notice writing, few things are there that we need to follow as it is. It's a part of the format. So firstly we are going to mention name of the organization. Name of the organization or issuing authority also you can mention, the one who is issuing the particular notice. In a single line it must be given. Just after that what you have to do, you have to write on the word notice. Clear? This word notice will be written. Then on the extreme left hand side what you have to do, you have to mention the date. Like for example, you have to mention the date. For example, 2nd June 2021 you are mentioning here. After that at the center your title will be given. The title of the or the topic of your notice will be given here. Then you will start with the content or the body of your notice. Clear? That is going to be the body or the content of notice, and it should not exceed more than 50 words. Means within 50 words you need to finish with it. Clear? Then when you are done with this body or the content part, then after leaving one line you have to do your signature. Name in block letters will be written, and then your designation. Clear? These are the few things that you need to recall while you are writing a notice. So hopefully it is clear to each and everyone, and the one important thing that you need to enclose it in a box, and that box must be made with the help of pencil and scale. Clear? This box must be prepared along with the notice. So hopefully this is clear. Name of the organization or the issuing authority. Just after that the word notice will be there in the capital letter itself. Date will be there in the same format. Title or the topic of your notice, and then the body, the content, you will mention the information, and in this body or the content 5 W's we are going to include. What, where, when, why and who. Clear? So these, that what is the purpose of writing this notice, why we are writing, where we are writing, means where we are supposed to organize it, all these details, the 5 W's will be included in the same. And then the complementary clause we are going to do, where the signatures are must, as well as name in capital letter and your designation. So if we talk about the questions that were asked here, the first one was rules to be followed in the school library. As a class monitor you are supposed to write, so you have to mention your name ABC, and what is going to be your designation? Class monitor, 11th A, 11th B, whatever you would like to mention. So if we talk about how you are going to start with the notice, here you can mention. So here if we talk about, you can mention about the things like ABC school Kohima. Clear? Then you will mention the word notice here. Then 25th June 2018. Then what we are going to mention here? Library instructions are going to be here. Clear? Then you have to mention that this is to inform to all the students that following rules and regulations are to be followed in library. Clear? So here you can mention what are the different rules and regulations you are going to follow in the library. That here you can make the column like days and classes, as well as time also, that which particular class will go for, which particular class is going to attend the library period. For example, here if you have taken 6th class, for example, here you have mentioned Monday, it will be the turn of 6th class, and then time you can mention 8 am to 8:30 am. Clear? Same way you will mention here Tuesday, 7th class will go from 9 am to 9:30 am. So this way you can give, and beside that more information you can add in the same, that return of books must be within 5 days only, need to maintain silence in the library, and late fine will be imposed. Even you can mention the amount also, that late fine of ₹5 will be imposed, and loss of book will be made good for. You can simply mention that late fine of ₹5 will be imposed, and then you will mention your name XYZ and class monitor. So in this way you can frame your notice, and after that you have to enclose it in a box. The second topic they have given, inviting nominations for a karaoke event on Children's Day. So for that also the same way you can follow the format. Only the body of the letter will change along with the title. Here you can give the title, inviting nominations for karaoke. The Children's Day organizing committee invites the students from class 6 to 12th to give their name for the participation in karaoke's Children's Day program. You can mention, and that date you can mention there on 14th November 2021 in the school auditorium where this is going to be your venue at 9:30 to 10 am. At 9:30 to 2 pm. There will be audition test for the selection, and the test will held on any of the previous date for the test you can give here. So further you can mention the interested students can contact their class teacher or undersigned. Then you will mention your name, and then you can mention the designation also, Children's Day Organizing Committee, the director or the president of that. Clear? So this way you are going to finish with this notice writing. Next we are taking here, write factual reports on the following. So these are the different topics given here. The first one, inauguration of a new wing in a city hospital. The second one, internet facilities down for 8th day. An inter-school musical band competition judged by an ALT rock group from Delhi. And the fourth topic they have given, an accident you witnessed. So report writing, you must be remembering the particular format for the same. If we talk about the format of the report writing, there also you have to give the title or the heading, the main heading will be there. Then left hand side you have to mention the name of the reporter, like ABC, staff, reporter you can mention here. Below that you have to mention the place and the date. The same format you are going to follow, and then you will start with the content of your report. And whenever we are writing the report, we have to use the past tense in that, because here we are going to mention something which has already taken place. Clear? So if we are talking about inauguration of a new wing in a city hospital, it means whenever you are writing reports, one more thing you have to keep in mind, that you were the witness of that particular event or the function, or the means you were the eyewitness of that particular situation or any accident if you are mentioning about, or any function you are talking about. So you just have to write from that perspective only. Clear? So inauguration of a new wing in a city hospital. Here you have to mention about that how, after mentioning all the detail, the title you can give, inauguration of new wing or inauguration in city hospital, like that heading can be given. Then you will mention the name of the reporter, ABC, staff reporter. The place you can mention Dimapur. Along with that you have to mention the date in proper format that we have already discussed, and then you will continue with the content over there. Carewell Hospital or City Hospital in Dimapur opened a new wing of particular department name you can mention over there. On, date you will give, when it was opened up, at, and the timing. In the newly built hospital block by the Health and Family Welfare Minister, Mr. The name of that person you can mention over here. Then you can continue as an introductory para here. A host of invitees and a large number of people were present at the function. This was the introductory para. Now you will start with the explanation of the or description of the given topic, where you can mention the minister gave the inaugural speech in which he mentioned about the health and the welfare of the people, and he appreciated the step taken by the city hospital. And along with that, you can also mention the managing director of the hospital, Mr. So and so, the name you can mention from your own, was also very excited and said that it had been long cherished dream to start this department in his hospital so that he can serve his people. So all these things will be there, and after that you have to mention about the concluding paragraph based on the given topic. So in that you can mention the inauguration program came to an end with a free medical checkup for cancer patients. The 50-bedded cancer treating wings of the hospital equipped with modern medical technology, well qualified doctors and other care units. So here you can mention that how the things were organized. 3 paragraphs you need to take care of. The first one, intro, will be there. Second is going to be your detailed or the explanation, and the final one is going to be your conclusion here. Clear? So these 3 paragraphs are going to be there, whatever the topic you are taking for the report. Second one, if we talk about internet facilities down for 8th day. Here also the title you are going to give. So you can mention here as it is, or you can give any of the heading from your own. High speed internet, a far cry, name of the place you will mention, and then you can mention the date followed by the name of the reporter above that. A week has passed since the internet facilities in Kohima collapsed, upsetting the entire district. Social media network, banking transactions, medical needs, education system, and many more urgencies. So that is like your intro, where you have mentioned that what kind of problem you faced. Then other details you will mention that because of this failure of internet facilities or internet facilities down for 8 days, what different problems were there and how it affected the life of people, how they were not able to continue with their work. Then finally you will mention that how the Voluntary Consumers Association is seriously considering to sue against the service providers. Means something they are planning to take the action against the service provider. So that is going to be the concluding part of your report. The third one, they have asked an inter-school musical band competition judged by an ALT rock group from Delhi. So here also the same musical rock group, you can give the heading or the title here, or melody or any rhythm, any of the title can be given for the report. Then the name of the reporter, then staff reporter, the designation you will mention. After that you will mention about the day and the day, you will mention about the place and the date. Then when you are starting with the introductory part, you can mention an inter-school musical band competition, the name you can suggest on your own, was organized by any person name or the any musician name you can mention on particular date that you have to mention here, between particular date. Pens drawn from 10 schools took part in the competitions. Then you can mention that how many schools were there who participated in this competition. And one more thing we are going to add, that you will refer from your question given, that an ALT rock group from Delhi judged the competition. So that is going to be your intro. Now you will start with the detailing of this program. The inaugural function on particular date on 4th June or 14th June was presided over by Mr. the name of any person. Government of Nagaland, that is the designation you can mention. In his presidential address, he dwelt upon the importance of taking up music as a career, for which the Naga youth has immense potential. So here you will mention that how he appreciated this initiative of starting or organizing such sort of competition. Then you will mention that how that ALT rock group which came for the judgment tested the potential of the different students, those who participated in the competition. Here along with that you can also mention about the reward, that how much reward was given or it was awarded to the group 1 who stood or who won first position, second and the third position respectively. About that their winning amount you can mention over here. Then you can mention the competition or this sort of function came to an end with a vote of thanks by principal of the school. Clear? So all these details are supposed to be included in this third topic. The next one, they have given an accident you witnessed. So as an eyewitness you have to mention about the particular accident. Here you are not the reporter, so simply you will mention, the heading can be given as bus accident or in the car accident. It's up to you, whatever the heading or the title you are going to select for that. Then you will mention along with that 5 died, 25 injured. Along with the heading or the title you can mention this thing. Then name of the place and the date will be given, and along with that followed by name of the place and the date will be given, and after that you will continue with the description of that accident. You can mention a major bus mishap on the busy road of Dimapur left 5 dead and 25 injured. The accident happened at around the time you will mention when it happened, when ill-fated bus carrying 35 passengers was negotiating a turning. It is reported that in order to save a speeding biker, the bus driver applied emergency or the sudden brake which turned the bus turtle. Then along with that you can mention the people from the nearby places rushed to the spot and engaged in rescue operations also. Police and ambulance were called in. The injured were rushed to the nearby hospital. Dead bodies are taken to the civil hospital for postmortem and identification. So this was the report based on an accident. Clear? So hopefully all the things are clear. The format must be clear to each and everyone. Rest of the thing you are going to write from your own side based on your own imagination here. The next question that we are going to take here, that is draft formal invitations for the following. The first one they have given, inviting a celebrity for an interactive session with the members of the school literary club. So here you are going to write a formal invitation for inviting a celebrity. In the second one, inviting members of an old age home to your school for the annual day function. So these two topics are given here, and where you have to frame the invitation, either the card based or the letter based. So first one we can see here, that could be the letter based, and here we can take the card based formal invitation. So while we are taking the first one, where we have to invite a celebrity for an interactive session with the members of the school literary club. Here the address will be written along with the place, and then date we have to mention here. The date will be given in the proper format. Then the subject we have to mention. What is going to be the subject for that? Invitation for interaction with, here we can give invitation for interaction with club members, and then we are going to start with the body or the content of this invitation. So you can mention that we request you to honor the members of the school literary club with a talk to encourage them to develop writing skills. So this is the main part, that where you have mentioned that for which purpose you are inviting a celebrity. Then along with that you are going to mention the information when it is going to be on Saturday 2nd June 2021. You can mention like that, any of the day and the date can be mentioned. At 12 noon, the time also you have to mention. In the school conference hall. And the last word, the complimentary clause, how you will do it? Kindly confirm your availability. Kindly confirm your availability for the same. Yours sincerely. Here you can mention Secretary, Literary Club. And then you need to enclose it within the box. Clear? So that was the invitation you have written for inviting a celebrity for an interactive session. The next one, if we talk about that, we are going to take in the second one, we are going to take in the card form, where we are inviting the members of an old age home to your school for the annual day function. For that, the school is going to be the host. So we have to mention the principal, staff and students, the principal, staff and students of ABC School, Kohima, cordially invite the members of any of the name you can give to that Hope Old Age Home. Then in next line you will mention to the occasion of annual day at 8 a.m. on Thursday. Along with that you are going to mention the date 5th June 2021 in the school auditorium. Below that you can mention about that who is going to be the honorable chief guest for the annual function. So you can mention this in the next line, the another information you are going to start from the next line. The celebration will be presided by Honorable you have to mention Honorable Chief Guest, Education Minister, Education Minister, the name you can mention, the person. Then here at the end, extreme left hand side at the bottom, you will mention RSVP, Principal. Clear? And then you have to enclose the whole invitation in the box. So hopefully it is clear that how you are going to frame your answer as asked. Next we are going to write a letter to the editor on the following. Here in the first one they have asked expressing objection to an article on age-old superstitions published recently in the paper, where you are going to protest against the article which was published in the newspaper based on these age-old superstitions. Secondly, applauding the newspaper's Go Green drive, where old copies are recycled as paperbacks. So in the second one, you are just appreciating the initiative started by the newspaper for this Go Green drive. Clear? So both are hopefully clear. This you are going to write a letter to the editor. So obviously you have to follow. This is a formal letter. Formal letter we are talking about here. So here also you have to follow an appropriate format for the same. So here if we talk about the format of formal letter writing, how it is going to be, you have to mention the sender's address within maximum 3 lines, and then you have to mention about the date format, you know, date you have to write down, then month and the year. Clear? After that you have to mention receiver's address, that also should not exceed more than 3 lines. And then will come your salutation, where you will mention dear sir or dear madam. After that you will mention your subject, that should be within 4 to 6 phrasal words only. It should not be very lengthy. Within 1 line it must be finished. Then after leaving 1 line, what you are going to mention, you are going to start with the body or the content of your letter, that will be divided into different paras. 3 main paragraphs will be there. The first para we talk about is going to be your intro. Para 2 is going to be your description, and the para 3 is going to be the concluding part. Clear? So these 3 paragraphs will be there, and at the end you will do the complimentary close by writing your name and the designation. So here the question that has been given to us, firstly they asked to expressing objection to an article on age-old superstitions published recently in the newspaper. So for that all the things are going to remain same. Firstly you have to select the subject. What is going to be the subject of your letter writing? So directly from the question you can refer and you can mention your subject. Objection to article on age-old superstition, that is going to be the subject. Then you will start with the introductory para here. So you will mention that through the column of your esteemed newspaper, I would like to express my resentment and objection to an article your daily published on the date, particular date you can mention, on age-old superstition. Clear? So this is your intro. In the next para, you will start with the detailing that what the article was about and why you are actually protesting it. You will mention in the article the writer could be seen supporting and calling upon people to preserve some of the old beliefs which were harmful to the society. It was written that the system of sati was meant for the purity of family life. and child marriage is essential for discouraging the present day menace rape. So all these sort of points you can mention over here. Clear? So many other things, it is going to be based on your imagination. So you have to decide that what different points you will include in that. You are going to include in that. Then in the concluding paragraph, what you are going to include, you can mention that as we know there is no relation of these issues in reality. This kind of article can cause damage to the society. Please desist yourself from publishing such articles and show more social responsibilities here. And show more social responsibilities. Then at the end you will mention yours sincerely and your name can be given. In the second question, if we talk about, they have asked applauding the newspaper's Go Green drive where old copies are recycled as paper bags. So the same format that we have discussed you have to follow. You have to give the sender's address, you have to mention date, you have to give the receiver's address, the editor and the name of the newspaper and place will be given. Then you have to give salutation, sir, and then you will give the subject. In subject you can mention here, you can refer your question itself. Appreciation, for the subject you can mention appreciation for Go Green drive. Clear? Then you will start with the explanation. First para, the introductory paragraph, where you could start like, through the column of your esteemed daily, I would like to appreciate that you have undertaken, I would like to appreciate the initiative you have undertaken to make the city free from environment pollution. Then you will mention that what was the drive and how the different activities were conducted under the campaign. Then you can mention that your mobile mission Go Green drive, I am sure is an answer to the solution of the different problems that we are facing nowadays. When the government agencies are rhetorical about the 3 R's, reduce, recycle, reuse, they do little to practice it. And finally, you will mention, again you are going to appreciate them and applaud them, that showing an example and model to the society, your press institution doing a great service by collecting the old copies from all the sources and recycling them into reusable stuffs, because it is mentioned that how they are recycling it as a paper bag. So you have to mention about that at the end. You will appreciate that, keep it up, all the best wishes to the particular newspaper, you can particular newspaper name you can mention over there, and then yours sincerely, the name you will write. So hopefully this was also clear. You have to be clear with the format and the content, accordingly you have to manage. The 3 parts or the 3 paragraphs are there of the body or the content: intro, details and the concluding part. Now let's move to the question number 6, where they have asked you to make appropriate posters on the given topic. The first one is make peace not war. The second one is announcing a programming competition for young techies. So here the 2 posters we have to make. For the first one, the topic that we are taking here, make peace not war. So here we can use the different slogans, or in the form of rhyming form we can frame this poster, just to encourage the people that they should go for peace instead of involving in war. So how we can say that, say no to war in the highlighter, because poster is something where you have to use the different font size and the font style must be there. Images or any other picture along with these text you can use, and the words or the lines you are using here must be in the phrasal form. It should not be the lengthy lines, only the keywords can be used. So here let's see how we have started. Say no to war, save the world. Here you can highlight it or these two in this way. If we talk about here, lesson of war, negative, result of peace, positive. Then we can mention stand hand in hand, let the children smile. You can mention like that. Then at the end you can mention fight poverty, not humans. Here, so along with that, if you would like to show any image related to that, no to war, like cross on that you can put or something like that, and then you have to enclose it in a box. Clear? So that is going to be a poster where you have presented your ideas in a very concise or in a very brief way, where you have conveyed the information to the masses. The second we are taking here, the second question based on poster making, they have asked you announcing a programming competition for the young techies. So how you are going to do that? You can start, make an intelligent move, where you are encouraging the people. Any of the computer institute name you can mention here, like Modern Computer Institute, Modern Computer Institute. Here announcing, because this is going to be a competition, so you will mention here announcing competition for techies. Competition for techies. On the details you will give here on software programming for business world. Then you can mention exciting prizes here, exciting prizes. After that, last date to register, any of the date you can mention, 20th June 2021, like that. Then the name of the institution. Then the name of the institution will be given here, Modern Computer Institute, Modern Computer Institute. Address you can give 2G Tower. Clear? Here along with that you can do hurry, like that. This kind of thing can be given and you have to place it in a box. So this is going to be your poster based on the given topic. So hopefully it is clear. Different font style and the different font size you are going to use here according to the need. Just to highlight the few things, like this computer for competition for techies is mentioned here, so you can highlight it in this way also. So that way you have to finish. The next they have given, write an essay on the following. First one, a walk to remember, and the second one, from cave paintings to emojis. Modern communication is not so modern. So essay writing, whenever we are doing, we have to select any title for the same. Clear? So here if we talk about the title, they have already given A Walk to Remember. So here we just have to mention it in the beginning at the top, and then we have to start with that. Now the topic given here for essay A Walk to Remember is something which is related to your own experience. So here you just have to mention it in the first person, and it should be based on your own experiences. That you can start like that. After a hard day's work, nothing is more refreshing than a quiet walk along the bank of a river. So this way you can introduce your line, then you can share your own experience that I had a delight time when I was walking on the river side last Sunday, and then you have to mention what was your experience, what were the natural things you were looking for, and how it was giving the pleasant happiness to your eyes, and how it helping you for your refreshing soul. So all these points can be mentioned totally based on your own personal experience. So you have to take the help of your imagination based on your beliefs, ideas, and your own viewpoint. You have to frame this particular essay. Then if we talk about here the paragraphs, that how you are going to divide. The first one you have given the intro. The last one is going to be a briefing of that, the briefing of whatever you have written in the whole essay. In between 2 to 3 paragraphs, you can decide whatever you would like to take based on your marking scheme and the word limit. Like if we talk about around 150 to 200 words or 200 to 250 words, whatever it is mentioned, accordingly you have to write it down. Paragraph that are going to be taken, second, third and fourth paragraph in between, where you have to describe the things in detail. Each and everything you have to mention clearly. The next topic if we talk about, that is from cave paintings to emojis, modern communication is not so modern. So in this also, firstly you have to give the intro. You can mention that pictures as a language are pretty but very static. People have always feared change, always been afraid of unfamiliar, and always reluctant to give up on the past. That every generation evolves their own language. If it wasn't true, we would all be writing in Latin or speaking in the earlier language. So this way you have given the intro. Then you will mention that why you have started like that. You will mention about that how the time is changing, how when we were talking about cave paintings earlier, now the people are very much familiar and comfortable in using the emojis. And somewhere you can mention about the negative point also, means while you are writing an essay, it's not always required that all the positive things you are going to mention. You have to talk about the impact, both the impact of that. Here also you can mention about the positive as well as the negative impact of this modern communication. So here also you can mention about that how emojis are truly beautiful, and yes, creative also, and very universal, just like the caveman drawings. But somewhere these are not that much helpful in sharing or conveying the feelings to one another. So this way you can add on these points and many more points from your own side also, and you can finish with this essays or the questions given on your essay writing.